I mean, you know what's funny is like the people that I really want to have, the people that I really want to dig into are people that I potentially could. Like, I really wish I could get 2 or 3 hours to just sit and like talk with Jorge Masvidal. I've talked to him a bunch, but like away from cameras and like not an interview, just like I'm fascinated by him and his story and like his outlook on life and just who he is as a person. And honestly, the same would go for Dana. You know, I interview him all the time, and I talk to him on a somewhat more personal basis here and there in passing, but like, man, I'm fascinated to know the person behind everything that we usually see, or even the person that I typically see. Like, you know, he's a self-made individual, and I think that those people always really, really fascinate me. So there's two, and then, I mean, gotta put Jesus in there, right?
Nikola Tesla, because he's a bad motherfucker. He invented a lot of shit, and the government stole all his work. That's the first one I could think of. Shit. Maybe Nick and Nate Diaz for number 2 and 3, because I can't think of any off the top of my head, but Nate Diaz and Nikola Tesla, that'd be pretty cool.
3 dinner with you. Probably Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he's dope. I looked up him my whole entire life as a movie star. Dwayne Johnson, that'd be another one. And then probably shit, hell, why not? You know what? Should go to the band Dance Gavin Dance, because they're amazing. I've been listening to their music for a very, very long time.
Someone who's not allowed, I would say Mac Miller. I feel like he's an amazing artist. And then probably I would say Tim Grover. I'm a huge fan of his books, so I would say Snoop Dogg. Go with that. Do that again.
I'd probably, number 1 would be my grandpa. He died right before I went to college. I was a sophomore in high school, I should say. And I'd just like to get his perspective, and I'd like to hear his point to how he feels about where I've gotten in this career and in this sport. Because when I started doing this in 2007, nobody believed in me but my dad. And I'm not going to say my mom didn't believe in me, but she hated the idea. I remember I came home and I was on the porch and I called my dad and I was just like, "Hey, Dad, I'm gonna start this MMA career." And he like hesitated for a second. He's like, "All right, I'm behind it." My mom's like, "Hell no." Long story short, I'd like to catch my grandpa's perspective. Number 2 would be Chuck Norris. Walker, Texas Ranger, growing up on Walker, Texas Ranger. I don't know. I think it'd just be cool to shake his hand. And number 3, a guy I've idolized since I was a kid, almost put me in the spot where I am right now. In a way, he did. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Texas Rattlesnake. When I was a kid, I would watch Steve Austin in wrestling. When I was in elementary school, or when I was in 5th grade, middle school, I started wrestling because of him, because I believed that when I saw, sports pull up, wrestling was WWE. I jumped in, and, if it wasn't for him, I don't think I'd make that transition to amateur wrestling, which obviously transitioned to high school, college, and then college into professional MMA. So, and long story short, I believe Steve Austin actually is a prime reason why I'm in the spot I am right now.
Probably Donald Trump. There's this one guy that wrote this is probably kind of corny, Tim Grover. He wrote Relentless, this one book that I read, and he was like Michael Jordan's like coach, whatever, mind coach. Probably him and Post Malone.
Adam Sandler, because that's like number 1 bucket list, cracks me up. I don't like watching movies I've already seen, but it doesn't matter about an Adam Sandler movie. I'll watch it 17 times and say every single line. Brody Daly, she's the lead singer of the Distillers, one of my favorite punk bands. She's just was very inspirational in forming me as a person, not just the way I look, but how I wanted to rebel girl, kind of just didn't give a F about what anybody thought about me, whether it was the sport I did or what I wore, the music I listened to. So that would be number 2. And the last one, Maybe my grandpa. Yeah, my grandpa. He passed away a couple years ago. He was 99. He was in Pearl Harbor, and they called him Smitty, last name Smith. He was a Walmart greeter up until the day he died. He was just a very happy guy, and I have some great memories with him.
I definitely, if I could go back, and definitely the closest people I've lost, it would be, probably my brother, my little cousin, and of course, why not Chris Farley, man? He's the best. So I would love to be able to have a conversation and hang out with him.
What do you think Chris Farley would order if you guys had dinner?
Oh, man. I would say spaghettis and meatballs. I think of the lunch lady land whenever you ask me that question.
I'd like to have dinner with my grandpa because he's dead, and he always said I was going to be a fighter when I was first born. Then I guess I like Bruce Springsteen. I think he's a legend and he's living, so that would be one. I don't know. Maybe like Thomas Edison or somebody smart.
Okay, I would probably bring back to life my great grandpa and have dinner with him one last time. Honestly, it's gonna sound corny, but I never met my dad's mom, and I would love to have dinner with her and talk to her and meet her. And probably Will Smith.